And yeah, the other things that came out before that channel became real thick was sexual energy, karma, and TikTok. And this just feels like be mindful of what you're creating, and also be mindful of your sexual energy, literally, and understand that sexual energy is creative life force, Like, think about it. That same sexual energy creates life. Like, that's pure creation energy. At its bare bone, at its root, like, that energy is what's used, the masculine, feminine come together. Those energies come together and create life, and a human grows from that, and a soul is able to incarnate the body and come onto this planet, and all that through sexual energy. So that's no small thing. That's way bigger than just sex and just getting your rocks off. Like, that's a truly divine process. That's true magic. That's a true ritual of a divine and cosmic nature. So just be mindful of that fact and where you're putting it and who you're investing that energy into. And it's like, if you wouldn't create a whole world with this person, if you wouldn't create a whole experience with this person, if you wouldn't, if you wouldn't create a whole world with this person and jump into that world and inhabit that world with this person, you might not want to be expressing your sexual energy with them, or getting it tied up with their sexual energy. And if you wouldn't want to create with this person or live in a world created with this person, then I don't think you just shouldn't. And I don't even like those words, because there's no such thing as shouldn't. Do what you feel called to do, and what feels right to you always, like no matter what. But yeah, definitely just be mindful of where you're putting it. And if you choose to continue to do that, that's fine too. But just do it from a place of choice, because even that comes with its own protections. Just being conscious and being mindful, and choosing from what angle that you're doing things from will allow you to get results that are more in alignment to you, because if you're just doing it without thinking about it, you're going to get all type of results that are your intentions, not your intentions, things you didn't think of, things you absolutely didn't want, and all that. But if you're like, I know this is not what's best for me, but I'm doing it for this reason and that reason, well, okay, that's some intention, and that will minimize the fallback that you get back from just being mindless and just doing things. So yeah, just be mindful, still choose and do what feels right to you, but that's just the call here. Is just be mindful of your sexual energy, and be mindful of who you're inviting into your temple, into your ritual space. Because like I said, you're working with magic. It's a very magical process. Whether you view it as that or not, or whether you accept that as truth or not, it really is. And it really is energetic and spiritual work that you're doing. So just be mindful of that. And allow it to be beautiful as well. Because with the right person and you expressing it the right way, it can become super, super amplified, and it bleeds out into the rest of your world and allows you to create your world in the ways that are truly you. And it allows you to create these beautiful things and these beautiful masterpieces and all that. And in my own world, I'm seeing that more and more. So yeah, it's definitely real, and it really is that deep. So play with it, really be mindful of your sexual energy. And when you see it building up, hold on to it a little bit, maybe don't feel the need to just express it, and I'm trying to keep it PG and not, make it hella graphic. But like, even when it comes to like orgasms, especially as a man, like to not just be ejaculating everywhere and just allowing your life force to be shooting everywhere. It's like, hold on to some of that, because that's your life force. That creates lives. And not only can it create lives, it can create a lot of things for you. And it can be used to create your life and to create these things for yourselves and everything. So just be mindful and look into it. See how you can work with these energies, how you can channel them differently, how you can pour them into different places and allow them to amplify yourself and your own journeys. And the same for women as well. I know a little less as far as that goes, because, I'm not one. So, but yeah, I definitely have come across things and know there to be ways to work with that energy as well. And yeah, so semen retention might be relevant to some people. And yeah, sex magic and orgasm magic and just different rituals and things that you can do with the energy. So have fun. Happy exploring with that for sure. And karma and TikTok just feels like just being mindful, because at its root, karma is just cause and effect. You know, what you put in, every action has a consequence. You know, you get something back. Nothing happens in a vacuum. So just being mindful and keeping track of the things you're putting out there and the way you're spending your energy, and yeah, how you're showing up in the world. And just being mindful of that and understand that it's always that deep. Confirmation burp. And along with the TikTok, it just feels like time is moving, you know, things are unfolding at every moment. Like, it doesn't stop, and you're always manifesting. And even the choices you aren't making are choices, you know, like every moment where you don't make a decision on this thing, you know, is calling you to make a decision, is a choice itself. And yeah, it doesn't stop for anybody. This process is always ongoing. Karma is always playing out, always. So it's like the more intentional you can be, and the more you can continue to choose yourself and continue to choose things that feel like you in every moment, every present moment, the more results you're going to see. And to remember to just keep track as the results come back, to pay attention, because yeah, your world and your reality is always communicating with you. You're always communicating with yourself. So the things you're getting back, treat them as results. Don't treat them as random just circumstances and unfoldment of things that are just happening to you. Just remember that it's all a reflection of past, present moments and choices you made and choices you didn't make and all of that. And yeah, accept that as the reality as things continue to show up, especially when things get hard. And 5151, as I said that, especially the hardest things and the things that feel like things that are just happening to you, or the devil is working against you, or energies and they are doing this and they are doing that and all that. Understand that even if there is a they, even if there is a devil, even if there is all these forces acting up against you, understand that they're only able to do that because you're in resonance to those forces. You consent to them through your free will by giving your power away to them to allow them to do that to you, you know? Because true knowledge of self understands free will, understands that the things that are able to impact you only can impact you if there's an agreement, if there's an interject agreement, if there's resonance, you know? Like the craziest thing you can think of, like the example I can continue to give is just like news, and like, because I feel like we all know that person who's like terrible thing always happens to them, and they always talk about how terrible things always happen to them. And it's like, that's an agreement, and that's also in alignment to the law of assumption, you know? That's an assumption. You assume that terrible things always happen to you. And through that, you consent to terrible things always happening to you, you know? Because that's in alignment to your truth. That's in alignment to your reality. That's in alignment to how you know your world to operate. So this person who wants to do terrible things to you, and you who feel like terrible things always happen to you, there's an agreement there. There's resonance there. And you guys can come together to co-create this experience in which terrible things are happening to you, and they get to do terrible things to you because you guys agree. And it's just like, if you truly knew your power, you truly knew your connection to it all. And I feel like you do. I feel like we all do. But, you know, we don't always get the permission to feel that type of empowered in our reality, you know? And it's like we get to lean onto real life, and there's so much proof of how, you know, anything can happen, you never know. And it's like all these things that we say so casually, and it's like, that's not the reality of the situation here. And it may be, but understand that that's only the case because you've accepted it to be your truth. And so what I know up until this point, our realities really operate as we know them to. And as our programming and our subconscious and everything, our nervous system and everything is in alignment to. So I also understand it's not as simple as flipping a switch, like, okay, now I understand that, yeah, nobody can do anything. I don't consent to that. I have free will. My reality is my own, you know? You can know those things, but it's like you spend so much time and your internal operating system is operating on a software that doesn't believe that, you know? So the work becomes to change that and rewrite that and ground in this new way of being. So I understand that, you know, even just understanding that in the mind doesn't just flip the switch and now your reality changes. I understand that there's growing pains and there's time that it takes to rewrite yourself and rewrite your internal world in order for your outer world to actually operate on these principles that you now understand in the mind. So once you truly understand who you are and you get your nervous system and everything and your subconscious and you ground that in and actualize all that, understand that you won't be in resonance to those type of things. Because people may want to do terrible things to you or put all type of negative energy on you. But once you understand, like, okay, no, I don't consent to all these negative energies. I don't consent to someone being able to just impose their free will over mine. And it's not even over yours, because your free will was allowing resonance between you two. You just didn't understand it in that way. So once you understand, like, okay, no, I don't consent to that, and no one can do anything to me that I don't consent to, and all that. Once you understand that, and you truly allow that to go from knowledge to wisdom to understanding through experience and through continued experience and through, grounding it in, that will change your reality, and you will look up and realize, like, wow, like, I feel safer in my reality. I understand. And you will get the proof that, wow, nothing ever really happened. Like, I am safe. Like, nothing, it's okay. And understand that the news and the constant fear being pushed on you and the feelings of, hey, you never know, like, be safe, oh, just in case, and all those things that keep you in resonance to random things happening to you, that keep you in resonance to you being at the mercy of circumstance, of being at the mercy of the world, or feeling like, essentially someone else's free will matters more than yours. Because, like, at the point you don't want negative things to happen to you, why do you feel like, especially if you know that free will is a thing, why do you feel like there's still a just in case? Because your free will is the be all end all. And it's like everybody's free will matters, but your free will stops at the point where it imposes on someone else's free will, because those things have to be in resonance. So if your free will is that things can't happen to you, and their free will is like, I want to do these things to you, there's no resonance there, because your free will doesn't allow it. So it's like, why, if you know that, why would you still be out here moving in a just in case manner? Why would you still be afraid? Why would you still be like, oh, you never know, anything can happen? Why would you still be operating like that? Because now that's an indicator that you're using your free will to allow random things to happen in your life, for your life to be volatile and to kind of unfold however it does. And it's like, it doesn't have to do that. It doesn't have to be able to operate that way. And it's like, if that's how you want, maybe you want your life to be spicy like that, you just kind of want random shit to happen sometimes, negatively and positively, which is okay. You can have whatever experience you want to have on this planet, in this world, in this universe, all that. And that's the name of the game here. That's the name of the game anyway, to experience everything under the sun, good, bad, and ugly. But at the point where you don't want to experience those things, you have a choice. And your free will is your vehicle to that. And understand it is that deep. So as you find yourself leaning into just in case and allowing just in case, and you never know, and anything can happen, as you're allowing those things existence in your reality, understand that that's a choice, and that you're using your free will to empower those things, and that those things are powered by your life force, by the power you're giving them. And you can take your power back from them at any point and allow your reality to operate differently. And in my own life, I feel like that's been a very big thing. And I feel like the biggest thing I've noticed with that is just how much my life has turned on its head and changed without necessarily me going anywhere or necessarily changing a bunch of things on the outside. It's just my connection to it all and my connection to myself. And all these things that I'm talking about right now, just really practicing them and putting them into place and rewriting my own internal software. And I've seen it change my entire experience. Like, places I've been in this whole time that have responded to me in this way are now changed completely. Or people who have always responded to me in this way, now, I show up and do things I've been doing, and now they're responding completely differently. And it's just like, wow. It's like, what changed? Just the way I've known myself to be connected to it all, my free will, and me taking my power back and just recalibrating where I stand in all of this that's going on and realizing that I am the center of my universe. Maybe I'm not the center of the universe. I'm not the center of your universe. I'm not the center of this person's universe and everybody's universe, but I'm damn sure I'm the center of mine, you know, and you're the center of yours. Every day you wake up as you, you know, you don't wake up disconnected from your body, you know, you don't wake up in this place, even though you went to sleep in your body way over here, you know, you wake up right where you left your body and everything. And yeah, you're just the center of your universe. And the more you can treat yourself that way and build a connection to yourself and all that, the more you can connect more with your world and truly connect to the authenticity and see the truth and the universal truth and the divine truth, the cosmic truth, and the reality of what's actually going on here, because you actually are connected to yourself and you understand that, yeah, it's all a product of you. You don't experience anything separate from yourself at all. Like, even your ability to process something and understand it can only come through the lens of who you are and who you know yourself to be and how you know the world to operate. And all the way down to the language you know? It's like, I can tell you all this stuff and it can be the ultimate truth, but if you don't speak English, it won't mean anything to you. So it's like, and that doesn't mean what I'm saying is not true just because you don't understand it. So it's like, yeah, your reality is your own, and you can only connect and meet this world as deeply as you've met yourself. And that's just very, very important to know right now, and to allow that to guide your steps, and for you to treat your connection to yourself as a priority. It's the most important thing, period. If you're showing up for that job you don't even like and you never miss a day, and you know you can do that, you can show up for yourself the same way. You can show up for yourself 10 times that. You should be able to, because at the end of the day, what's more important than your connection to yourself? Especially once you know that it's all, everything else that you can ever experience or do is built upon that very seed and that very foundation. And you will not be able to meet anybody deeper than you've met yourself. You will not be able to show up in any dynamic deeper than you've met yourself, because, yeah, it's all through you. And you can only engage with other things as deeply as you've engaged with yourself. So, yeah, that was a very big message and very big channel. And yeah, I just hope that you really feel that. And more than anything, you feel excited to continue to connect with yourself and to continue to explore your world. And you feel that permission to do so, you know, and you feel like that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And that is just as important as the rest of the things that you continue to do. And that it's just as far reaching as the rest of your responsibilities. So, hell yeah, happy exploring. And definitely feel free to let me know what you find in those journeys to self. And yeah, that's another reason why I'm so excited to get my Patreon going and to really expand the container, because yeah, I spend a lot of time fostering that connection to myself, and I feel like that was the biggest game changer in everything. Even once I was already like in the middle of my spiritual awakening and all that, I feel like the biggest, most profound and transformative things was on the back of me connecting to myself and discovering more about myself. And that allowed me to go deeper into these truths and relate to these truths more, and relate to other people more, and relate to the right people more, and shed people that weren't in alignment to me. And like the most profound magic that I've experienced was on the back of me connecting to myself, honestly, and to me growing that connection to myself. So, and it's raining, by the way. I haven't said anything about it, but it's whole ass raining right now, but everything feels good. And yeah, this tree is protecting me a lot. Like, it's definitely, yeah, I don't feel a single drop, but it's whole ass raining. So y'all express a little gratitude to our friend here for me. Yeah, just sheltering us and allowing us to continue to do our work. But yeah, as far as the Patreon, I feel like that's a space where we can journal together, we can discuss a lot of these things, and really do a lot more of the work that happens between Mondays, you know? Like, I come back here and we get to work with these energies, but Tuesday through Sunday is a lot of actualization, a lot of grounding it in, a lot of deep diving down rabbit holes and navigating these worlds and connecting to ourselves in our world. So I feel like as I get the Patreon going and you guys can kind of join the community and we can kind of do the work together on a daily basis, because it really is a daily process. And yeah, I'm always doing things to connect to myself further, and I would love to share those journeys with y'all. So yeah, definitely keep up with me for sure. And yeah, as that goes live, and the plans for that to be live and ready before, so we can hit 2026 hard, and not even super hard, because the new year, the real new year will come in spring, but just to get clear on where we're going, and then spend the rest of the winter leading up to spring to rest in that direction, rest knowing that where we're headed, to shed the things that aren't in alignment to where we're headed, and all those things. But yeah, I definitely want us to hit the ground and get clear and do all those things. And yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, if you're excited to deep dive on that journey to self, hell yeah, stay close, because we're headed a lot of places, and yeah, you don't have to do it alone. So that being said, tarot time, what we've all been waiting for. But yeah, Oracle is dope. I feel like those messages were really big, and I see why we had to start with Oracle and why we were called to. But yeah, I'm excited for what's gonna come out. I'm excited to keep navigating this energy, honestly. As big and profound as it all feels, it feels very calm, and outside feels very calm as well. Like even with the rain, even with how loud it was earlier, and just everything. I feel like there's a lot of energy out here, but it feels very calm. It doesn't feel crazy or like, oh my God, like anything. It just feels like there's a lot going on, but it also feels like there's a bubble of peace and protection around us. And yeah,